Flicks. Would just like to welcome you guys to my YouTube channel. Finally guys, we're here. I finally started and it took some time, but like you guys know, I'm not comfortable in talking in front of a camera, but I can perform my action. And that's me, I'm an action man, but talking in front of a camera is getting out of my comfort zone. And yes, my YouTube channel, besides just my podcast, the podcast is called The Movement. On my YouTube channel, I'll be sharing much more behind the scenes, as I'll be competing this year in 2024. After 2 years, I'll be competing in October at the Eye Candy NPC show, and I'd like to let you guys be more part of the journey so that you guys can witness behind the scenes of a bodybuilder. You know what it takes from eating, working, seeing everything, the long hours, the work that we put in, and for you guys just to be part of the journey so you can feel and see what it's like to prep for a competition. Okay, with my podcast, I'll be talking more about life, business, entrepreneurship, and fitness as well. Let's not forget fitness. So before I go into any depth with anything else, let me give you some intro more about myself. Info. So where do we start? Where did everything start? 2009. I remember opening up a magazine and I just saw a well-groomed guy. I remember he was from Johannesburg. Well put together, muscular. Remember, I come from a background where we don't have much fitness influence when it comes to the competitive and bodybuilding industry. There's not much that we see, but opening up that magazine really changed my outlook. I didn't know what I was going to do to get there in order to achieve a body that I saw. It took a lot of thought. I mean, I started from training with bricks. Yes, you heard me, bricks, dirt bins, trying to gather and put things together. And by luck, I also had a close friend that had equipment, gym equipment. And he brought me on board as well, you know, training a bit by his house. I felt very, I wouldn't say privileged, but I felt very grateful to have a circle of friends that actually, I wouldn't say we were dedicated to the fitness industry, but we ventured in different things. And that's what got me on board with training. There's so much I can talk about my fitness journey, but I would like to capture and share the most important things. Like, due to my background, I always try and tell people, don't ever discourage yourself where you come from, you know, what you're going through. It's tough, especially when not having finance in order to open up a gym in Bishop. You know, by luck, the gym that I joined, that friends introduced me to actually, it was what, 40-50 rand a monthly fee, 40 rand a monthly fee, which is something I couldn't also afford back then. You know, and luckily I spoke to the owner. I told him about, you know, I really just want to do that. I didn't know much about gymming, but I knew that this was a journey that I wanted to take part in. I wanted to do, what does it do to one's life? And growing up, I wasn't influenced with a good crowd. I had separate crowds, and you know, within life, it's all about lessons. Who you're with, you get to choose your circle, those that motivate you, those that you know you can grow with in life. You know, this all, I'm not saying kick out all your friends, but your vision in life must be very clear with your circle, and your circle must be able to motivate you, inspire you, and you have to learn and grow. And I'm grateful that I went through a lot of struggles from my upbringing, and that is what brought me to where I am today. You know, where it started, it wasn't easy. How I gathered all info from training, bodybuilding, and to where I am today, I'm grateful for. Now, where I am today is where I can share everything that I've gone through with you guys. And just to give you more insight, I started just enjoying training. From training to actually running boot camps, to being invited to different events. One thing I'm grateful for, I was able to network market with good athletes, good people within the fitness industry, well-known names, and I just felt that the fitness industry was a family, and when we base around this fitness and training, why I believe that it's a lifestyle changing thing, because the same things that I implemented in fitness, the same things that I implement in fitness, I implement in my life right now. So we talk about consistency, we talk about discipline, we talk about, accountability. These are things that, in order to get to another step in your career field, you don't just want to limit yourself. I mean, I went from working in retail, I was told to go and to become a cashier. Those were things that I knew I was destined for something, but I knew also that my current situation back then couldn't allow me to, where finance, where things were. But I had a dream, and I just kept on going. By the grace of God, I was able to compete in numerous competitions, and due to my character, I really established myself well, because I was always genuine. I carried this authentic character by being genuine with people, because I came into every room that I went into. I came in as a sponge. I wanted to know more. I was greedy for information. If there was something in business that I needed to know, I would sit with people, I would ask questions. And I remember, being in school, they'd always say, every question is not stupid. Every question can be answered, and every question can actually be that breakthrough that opens a door, because the answer to that question can be just that breakthrough that you need in life. And by asking people questions, today I can look back and say, thank you. For those that are watching, that has been part of this journey to where I am today, that know me for who I am, I just want to say thank you for the support, the small info giving. It might not be monetary things, but just for being part of the journey. And by sitting here, I can actually tell you guys that any dream that you guys want to achieve in life, just because my dream and my goal, my career is based on fitness, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be listening to this podcast and not taking info, because the info that I'm about to share is what you can actually use out of the fitness industry, whether it's, logistics that you want to go into, whether it's opening, a business for yourself, whether it's clothing, whether it's selling anything. These are practical things that one needs to take into consideration. And we talk about discipline, the consistency of our mindset as a person. Your circle plays a big role. And growing up in life, yes, I've had those party days. I've done things that I'm not proud of, but I can't say I'm not proud. I believe that everything that we as humans, that we do, we learn by. And how you value yourself and how you look at things, where you are today, you can actually be grateful that certain things developed you as a human being, because where you are today, you can actually teach the next person, help them. Today I might be sharing a story that can inspire somebody else that's sitting there, that's watching this. And that is why I want to create this podcast. This is what my YouTube channel will be about. It's not about, putting people down or anything. It's about uplifting our community of youth. We have future people that can actually become greatness. The next Elon Musk, the next Messi, no matter what, have a dream in becoming great. And just because your upbringing might not allow you to see that dream, I believe that if you really believe in something, be prepared for failure, because I believe that fear is what stops people in life. If I believed in my fears, I believe that just because we couldn't afford, things, I mean, there were nights where we had to eat water with wheat bix. It's basically, a struggle that we faced due to some difficulties, but today I can actually look back and say those were the things that motivated me to why I am building this version of me now. Building a version of yourself is how you see yourself, how you value yourself, and setting a standard, living by it. But be prepared for failure, because people will fail twice and they'll give up. They will fail and they will feel like they're not decent for this and try something new. I'm telling you, when you try something, be prepared for failure. Set it there. Let that be the first thing that you set before the goal. Because when you achieve failure, it's those lessons that you go through in life that actually takes you further and uplifts you. Today, I can actually say that through all my struggles, I've competed actually in, NPCs, which is a high standard. I've competed at the IBFF, IFBB, natural shows as well. And where I am today, regardless of my titles, I believe that my character inspired a lot of people. My passion for what I do. And I don't believe that you can find passion. Passion builds. Everything builds. We tend to want to do something and feel that we need to have a desire flame for it in the beginning. You won't. I mean, for example, if you look at videographers, photographers, you have things that are cliche, but how do you stand out as a person? If you have a brand that you want to grow and these numerous of brands, how do you stand out as a person? You focus on your niche, you work on that, and you allow that authenticity to build you to where you are in life. And I believe that I carry a genuine character that allows people to open up and allows me to share more of myself and for people to understand and learn by. Because today you go in life where they say don't judge a book by its cover. Until you've read the book, you have a bigger understanding of why the person's mindset is like this, why they prefer being around certain people, and why they choose a certain road in life. And most things that I feel that people go through, it's when people start telling them, hey, you're too locked in your routine, you're boring, hey, you're satisfied with this, you're satisfied with that, you're always doing things repetitively. But I believe that if you set something in life, you have to be repetitive. It has to be 6 months of hard work locked in. Because by you looking at somebody in an industry or career field that you're inspired to be as, that inspires you, just know that they didn't do it when they feel like it. It was day in, day out. Today, you want to be known as the next Kobe Bryant, the next Cristiano Ronaldo. It takes hard work to become great at something, but just know it's going to separate you from a lot of people. You are going to be judged. You're going to be named. I remember one thing when I started, and it's always sticking with me. It's when people said when I transitioned in life that I was pretentious. And that is a word that stuck with me for years, and I felt down, put off, because I was really trying to make a difference, but people labeled me by my past and thought that fitness, living healthy is not something for me. Years later, 2024, I'm here and I can actually say I've changed lives. Today, sitting in front of the camera, changing people's lives on a daily, as I'm a personal trainer now, qualified personal trainer. And I went through a lot to achieve those goals. But where I am today, I'm changing people's lives on a daily basis, and this is what I believe is my career field. This is where I feel I'm going to grow in and blossom, but as long as I can keep my authenticity. So this podcast is really to share info that I can relate to. I wouldn't speak about things that I cannot relate to, and I don't want to speak about things that I cannot relate with. But I believe that me sharing my experience in life, I'm turning 29 years old. So I wouldn't say for 29 years. There's a certain age that you really start maturing and you start knowing that this version is where I have to be. This is what I have to do to become this person. And when that switch lights on, Bob's your uncle. That's when you know you're destined for greatness, and it's going to take a lot of work. Everyone plans they want to become this, they want to become that. The hardest part is always the beginning, because no one believes in you. You're not going to have that support. I'm telling you, you're not going to have that support in the beginning. But when you blossom, please remember who was around you from the start to where you are today, because that plays a big role. And guys, it takes a lot to actually set a goal in life and achieve it, to become a new version of yourself, because you're always going to switch career fields. You're not going to know what is for you. If you're chasing money only, it's something that is only going to be temporary. You have to think of longevity and not instant gratification. Because the mindset of instant gratification only takes you so far in life. And failure comes knocking on your door much sooner than later. And one thing, just because I'm making this YouTube channel, it doesn't mean I have everything figured out. In today's life, I'm still trying to find myself. I'm still trying to find who I am. Even though I'm learning more about myself, I'm still trying to find my why. Your why will always be there, because that why is what motivates you. That why is what gives you reason to wake up every morning, to go to bed every night, satisfied that you did something within that 12, 24 hours. Okay, and this YouTube channel, I really hope it gets to people in such a way that it releases a positive message, which is of course something that we're focusing on, but most of all allowing people to see things differently, that regardless of where you come from, regardless of the dream, always remember, if you really want something in life, no matter what the goal is, like my slogan also said on my logo, it all comes down to how bad you want it. How bad you want something in life. It's going to take more than just a thought. It's going to take more than just a word of motivation. It's going to take action, which is going to be applied day in, day out. But guys, I'd just like to say welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your boy Flex, and this is the Movement Podcast.